What's up everybody, it's Marcus. In this week's video we're gonna go behind the scenes on the mountaintop at the sunset shoot I did with the red dress. Show you why I prefer natural light to strobes, and then we'll edit a little bit in Lightroom, so stick around. And please go to prophotoedits.com where you can download my Lightroom presets and Photoshop actions, and you can follow along as we edit. So today we're at a beautiful location in Virginia called Raven's Roost, and we have this gorgeous red dress by a local designer. So the gear I'm going to be using today is my EOS R, and I brought my 85 RF 1.2, my 50 RF 1.2, and my 35mm 1.4 L2. It's adapted, of course. I took a couple shots with the 85 and it was just too long, and I wanted to capture a lot of this beautiful background, so I stuck with the 35 and the 50 for this whole shoot. So as far as lighting, I have my 8600 Godox, and it's set up in a 38-inch parabolic softbox, and I use natural light most of the time, but I like to have that just in case. So I want to show you the difference between a strobe shot and natural light in this scenario. So we're going for more of an editorial look here, so I'm not really feeling the strobe look quite as much. I don't want it to be as punchy, and the light isn't quite low enough to get that epic heavy backlit shot. So I just wanted to use a reflector, and I showed her mother where to hold it so I could get some shots that look more natural until the light got right. Back bounce back just like this far. And you can even get over that way just a touch, so you can get us a little bit of the side profile light.
Right there?
Yep, right there.
Is that good?
Perfect. So you can tell it's still a little bit too bright right now, but I'm getting closer to what I really want. So usually what I'll do in situations where I'm waiting for the light to get right is just be creative, and I try to use some leading lines from this epic gown and wave the fabric in front of her and create some leading lines so I can get some backlit shots and not waste a bunch of time. So the eye autofocus on the EOS R was working perfectly, no matter whether I had the adapted 35 at 1.4 or the 50 at 1.2, the RF, and even with the heavy backlit, you can see all those rays coming through, and it really was a tricky scenario for it to try to work correctly, but it did. Okay, hold that, Morgan, I gotta light up a little bit more. So this is the light that I pretty much live for when I'm taking photos, the heavy, epic, warm backlight. And I don't like to use anything but maybe a small reflector in this situation, and I shoot underexposed, and I'm gonna show you the reason why in a second. Now, everybody that shoots like this knows that you have about 10-15 minutes of this type of light. We had a bit more this evening because we were up about as high as you can get. And going for that warm editorial look, this is just what I want. So I wanted to hop into Lightroom with you guys real quick and show you a couple of the presets and why I shoot underexposed in situations like this. Even on the EOS R, and it doesn't have the most dynamic range in the world, but it has enough to shoot slightly under in these type of scenarios. So there's not a lot going on in the sky up here, but you don't ever want to blow it out. And on the EOS R, you can set your highlights to clip on playback, so it'll blink when you play the shot back, and it'll show you what's clipping. It doesn't really do it in live time with zebras, which would be nice, but I can't figure that out, and I don't think it has that feature. So you want to retain a lot of the color here, and you don't want to really blow this out either. So you can see there was a lens flare there, and there was a lot of highlights going on at the bottom too. So this is Sun-Kissed 1 preset. And this is the preset that I use on the ones that got published, and this is one of my favorite presets from this is the Sun-Kissed matte blues. I'm sorry, Sun-Kissed matte blues. And we can turn this off, and I'll show you this shot straight out of camera. So I shot it right here with a little bit of highlights still on her face, and that was just coming from the reflector we were using, and you can still see all the warm colors that I'm keeping down here, and the dynamic range is still picking up on the lens flare. You don't want to blow anything like that. And even though the sky is it's not blown out totally, but even if I would have shot it a little bit more under, I would have been losing even more here, and there's nothing really in the sky to save that much. So just put the preset on there, and you can see that It just brought everything to life and put a little bit of blues into the blacks. It's more of an editorial look, and now you can still see there's some clouds up here in the sky there, and you could bring those out more in Photoshop if you want, but I'm more about just taking a shot and getting it right. So I like this preset for this shot. You can still see the flare down there. The EOS R, I didn't miss a shot, and I was shooting everything at 1.4 and 1.2, as you can see. So until next time, it's Marcus, man. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I love y'all. See y'all next week. Have a new video for you. What's up, everybody? It's Marcus.
Hey.
Morgan. Is everybody? Can you see it?
Woo! Great.